One day in Cairo, I went to see the pyramids. On the way, we passed the Nile, the same Nile that carried Prophet Musa alayhi salam as a baby, floating in a basket. The same Nile that has witnessed centuries of history, holding stories of the past within its waves, carrying memories that never fade. Some things never fade. And then, we finally reached Giza. We drove past places that felt both familiar and unfamiliar at the same time, like stepping into a moment that was always waiting for me, a moment that felt written before it even happened. Some things are written. Special thanks to Yousef from Cecilia Tours for getting our tickets. It's always better to come with a local Egyptian, because if you're alone, you can get lost or scammed in ways you never expected. But sometimes, even when you think you know your way, you still end up lost. And then, we reached the pyramids, much bigger than I ever imagined, ancient, powerful, untouched by time. They have seen more than we will ever understand. It was impossible not to think how long they've been here, how many people have passed through these same places, how many stories have been lost in the sand, how many stories were never told. And then I learned something. When Prophet Yousef alayhi salam was brought to Egypt as a child, these pyramids were already here. He saw them with his own eyes, and at that time, Egypt was different. The people were different. They were not Arabs back then. Their language was different. Their culture was different. Their world was different. A world that no longer exists. Yet, some things remain. Some things are never truly lost.
My friend, you are standing in Giza pyramids. It's 2630 BC, 4th dynasty. So this is older than Nabi Yousef alayhi salam. The story for Nabi Yousef alayhi salam, this is during the Middle Kingdom. So when Nabi Yousef arrived to Egypt, he discovered that Egyptian already they have different language, hieroglyphic language. So his name became Yousef.
Yousef.
Yeah, sad boy. Yeah. It's
And
not
this
me, yeah.
Yousef is in the Egyptian language.
Egyptian, pharaonic language. So during that time, it's the Middle Kingdom. The Quran says already about Aziz Misr. That's not meaning he was a king. He was an assistant of Allah.
Aziz.
Yeah. So the story already was happening here in Egypt. It was already in a small village closer to the pyramid. Now it's called the Badrashi. This is a sentence from Nabi Yousef alayhi salam to Zulaykha when already she started to become so old. So it says Badrashi, half the beauty, she finished, like that. This is Middle Kingdom. So the pyramids that you will see in front of you were the huge ones, Cheops, Khafre, Mykrinus, or by Arabic, Khufu, Khafra, and Kawa. This is the 4th dynasty, 2630 BC. The area has 9 pyramids, Cheops, the 3 small pyramids for the king's wife, then King Khafre, then King Mykrinus was another 3 small pyramids for the king's wives. So let's go to sharing already another location for you.
People come here and ride camels, trying to capture a piece of history, even if just for a moment. But history, it isn't something you just visit. Sometimes it follows you, sometimes it stays with you, and sometimes you realize not everything is in the past. And finally, here it is, the famous Sphinx, standing here for thousands of years with a broken nose, just like how some things in life feel incomplete. Watching everything change, watching people come and go, watching time itself move forward. And yet, in some ways, nothing really changes at all.